Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganaragunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganalalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for today's class, Arthaśāstra Vicāra, class 14th session. I think it's 14. Adhikarana-I. Yes, it's a 14th session. So our Adhikarana Prabhu is saying. So we'll be continuing our discussion from yesterday's class onwards. In yesterday's class, so we learned how the prince, the son of the king, how he should be protected. And also, so if he is, that means various acharyas were having the different opinions. So to have a right king, the right prince, crown prince, what is the solution given by the Chanakya? So can anyone remember and tell me how to get a good prince? What is the solution? Various acharyas having the various opinions. But all those opinions, there are so many, that means drawbacks are there, because next acharya is pointing that defect. So finally Chanakya gave the solution how to get a good prince, actually crown prince. What is the solution? Can anyone just? Yes,
Hare Krishna
yes.
Prabhu, Pranam,
Krishna
Prajananda Das
Krishna
speaking.
Kirti Prabhu, yes, please go on.
Yeah.
Yes, all
First do the Garbhadana Samskara and send him to Gurukul.
Yeah. Initially, so yeah, Vraja, VR Das Prabhu, you want to add something?
Prajananda Das, yes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
just
Vrajananda.
that all the previous solution, they seem to be not very perfect and temporary and full of consequences who may harm the king also.
Yeah. So previous are the comes, yeah, those are saying, Chanakya is saying that, so they has to purify. That means before giving the birth to a child, so purificatory process has to be done. That means his wife, when she menstruation period is over, so then after that, she has to give in with the charu. Charu means what? So the remnants of the sacrifice. That sacrifice is done for the pleasing the Indra and the Brihaspati. So by that, so their blessings will be there, and by that what will happen? The son who is going to come, so that embryo, that means the baby, will be having the qualities like Indra and also the intelligence like so Brihaspati, which are very much needed for any king actually. So that's why that, and after that they will be doing the Garbhadana Samskara definitely. So we have our process also is there in our Hari Bhakti Vilasa. So the various activities and also Satkri Saradipika actually, that is especially the place. In the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, we see the different ways of so like Diksha and other things they are discussed, cleanliness and importance of the Chamar, importance of the Shanka and importance of the Dhupa, many consequences. Many things are also intermediate points discussed. Anyway, so these are the purification has to be done. Ultimately, what purification has to be done? Then after that, that boy, when he grow up, he has to be given with the good education actually. By that, so he can be expected, that means to become a good king from the childhood. So we should not teach him the bad things. Adharma we should not teach him. So we should teach the dharma and also useful, beneficial thing for him. And king always so trying to protect his sons. And if someone is is a bad guy, that means how many types of the child, how many types of sons, how many type? Chanakya is saying there are the how many types? 3 types, yeah. So what are those? Can anyone say? Other than Krishna Kirti Prabhu? Others? Anyone? Kalra Prabhu? Tell me. How many types of sons? You remember anything from the last class in this point?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu. So
Yeah.
we have 3 types of child.
Yeah.
The first one, Bodhi mana.
Yes.
The one when the father says something, he executes.
Yeah.
As yeah. The second one, you have Aharya Buddhi.
Yeah.
And the third one, you have Jod Buddhi.
Durbuddhi. So what is second one? That means what is the meaning of second one? Ahari Buddhi means?
The father orders something, he hear, but
yeah, he hears, but he never execute. He never execute that. Yeah. Yeah. Durbuddhi means he never hear also, he never listen, and also he never execute. So Durbuddhi. So in this case, Durbuddhi case and Aharya Buddhi case, so he has to try to educate, but he is Durbuddhi, then what? So that way say he say saha yadyekah putraha prutvotputto asya yateta. So he is Durbuddhi, then what? He should be sent out to such a place where he will not get any scope to attack on him. And also king has to try for having the second son by from his wife, or otherwise if it is not possible, then so daughter's son also he can look for as a new prince, crown prince, or otherwise if any that is also possible is not there. So by using a right character Samanta king belong to his same caste. So through that person also he can try to get. If so that one, even if one, and but that Durbuddhi should not be taking the crown, that means should not be seated in the given with the kingdom. He should not sit on the throne. So throne should not be given to him. Okay, so that's why. Then also he should be engaged in such a places, kept in such a places where he cannot rebel. If many are there and one is a Durbuddhi, then he should be killed. No problem. Or otherwise, keep in such a place where he cannot come back and attack on him. So like this, we discussed in the previous class. Now, some king, that means some son is there. His behavior is not so good. Now there is some restraints, that means some disciplinary actions are being taken. So he is known as Avaruddha. Avaruddha means Avaruddha, the son who is now under the disciplinary actions. because some character changes are needed in him. Some changes in his character is needed. So then that kind of person is known as, that kind of son is restrained from free moving actually, or so given, or he is not given with any position or any post. So some disciplinary action is being conducted on him. So such a son, the king's son, is known as avaruddha purusha. That means avaruddha. That means being under the disciplinary action. So then in that case, so now we are going to discuss today's chapter. That's 18th chapter. We are going to discuss about this. How to handle this situation. Who is under the disciplinary actions. That means some restrictions are he put under the restrictions. So that's why he is not free. So that person is known as, for changes in his discipline, changes in his behavior. So he is known as avaruddha. For that, okay, I will share my screen. Avaruddha vrittam avaruddecha vrittihi. Rajaputra kruchra vrittis sadrusho asadrushe karmani niyuktaha pitaram anuvarteta anyatra pranabadaka prakrutikopa patakebhyaha punya karmani niyuktaha purusham adhisthataram yacheta purushadishtitascha sa visheshamadesham anutishtet abhirupam cha karma phalam aupayanikam cha labham pitur upanayayet. What it mean? So that means the son's king, Rajaputra means the king's son, king's son, and he is Kruchravritti. That means he is under the different restrictions and he is under the various disciplinary actions. And such a son, he should try to follow his father. Whatever his father is said, he should follow. Because he should not become stubborn, and so he should not become rebel unnecessarily. So because there is a character change is needed in him, then he has to accept that and change himself and try to follow his father. Until unless his father is not bad. For example, there is a his father is becoming the but this father is not a good father. Suppose it can also possible, no? Sometimes, or otherwise because of him there is a full of, that means unnecessarily he kept under that training, under that disciplinary actions, and because of him there is a lot of negativity is increasing in the society. He's a bad father. Then in that case, there is no need to follow him. Prakriti kopa means citizens. Because of this king, if citizens are getting the anger, and or otherwise this king is, that means he is not just, he's having the planning, he is planning to kill this son. Then in that case, this son doesn't need to follow him. Otherwise, if he is a good father and he is expecting changes in his character, so then in that case, he should follow. Punya karmani niyuktaha. And also, if he is a good father and he is expecting changes in the son's character, then that son should follow him and also should ask some good person who can be observing him nicely. So whatever the changes are coming in him should be observed by someone, and tell to him, tell to his king, that's a father. So that's why the son, that means Rajaputra, the prince will be asking, please, so you appoint someone who is very good, so to observe me. on top of me. And Purushadishtitascha Savisheshamadishesham Anutishtet. So, and also he should be following nicely whatever the instructions are given by his father. Everything he will follow, and under the observation of that Purushadishtita. That means Adhisthata. Adhisthata means some good person in that kingdom. So father is appointing this person to observe the son's activities, and son nicely follow. So whatever the instructions given by the father. Abhirupam cha, then by doing those nicely his activities, so whatever the result are coming, so that means results mean some money may come, people will come and give some donations, everything, whatever profit he get, so whatever the benefits are coming, so everything he should give to the father. So that father will trust him and he will make him as a king. So that is the thing. In a father is correct, and son has to change his character. But there is another problem also is there. But father is not correct. Tathapi, that means he is changing nicely his character. But father is not showing the affection for him. And he might be showing the affection for the another person, another son, or otherwise, so other wife. That means other than his mother. So he is showing, king is showing his affection to the other wives, co-wives of his mother. Then what? Then he has to immediately come out from that kind of father's control. He should say that I am leaving this place and I cannot stay with you. So I cannot under your restrictions, and I am going to the forest. Like that, he should ask him to go, allow him to go to forest. That means what? Son is seriously trying and tried also, and he want to change his character, but father is doing the cunningness. Then in that case, what he should do? He should ask him to go. I will go to the forest. Like that, he's asking the permission. But father is wicked and he wants to kill him, or otherwise, and he may bind him completely. In that case, that kind of fear is there. Then what this son has to do? His son has to approach one Samanta king. Samanta king means the kings who are small kings who are under that his father. Actually, his father is the main, and under him, so small kings are there. They are all known as Samanta. And this son should go and approach that Samanta, who is, that means ethical, moral, he is having moral values, whose character is good, and who is righteous, and who speak always truth. And such a Samanta king, so he should take the shelter of him. And also that Samanta king should be giving the shelter. Anyone is surrendering to, asking help him, so he will be giving the shelter. And also having the good feelings. Such a Samanta king, he should take the shelter. He should leave his father and go there. Tatrastha, and being there, what he should do? Kosha danda sampannaha. He should gather the, so kosha. Kosha means wealth. Danda means, so army. Both he should gather. Pravira Purusha Kanya Sambandam Atavi Sambandam Krutya Upaksham Va Kuryat. That means being with that Samanta king, along being friendship and doing with him, and he should gain so wealth and also army. And also he should do what? Pravira Purusham. He should marry a nice girl who is having the good background, because from her relationship, through her relationship, he can get the more support. Like in the case of Pandavas, Draupadi. So through Draupadi, Drishtadyumna and Drupada, these are all the Maharathis actually. So this kind of support he got, Pandavas they got. Similarly, so this boy has to marry such a girl who is having that means brothers are the, so from her side, a powerful people. So he has to marry that girl. And also he should develop relationship with the, so Atavi Sambandham. That means the forest king. Forest kings also will be there, and because they are ready to fight for anyone actually. If anyone develop the relationship and if they give some salary, some money in return, so they will fight for the money. So such a people you should approach and you should get their support. And also whoever are against to his father, he should make them more and more rebel to his father. Krutya prakshopagraham va kuryat. Okay. Okay. After that, so next what he said, ekacharaha. Suppose father is also against and Samanta king also not available. Then what he should do? If he stay there, then his father will kill one day definitely. And the name of your character is not good like that, he will definitely kill him. So that's why he should save himself. Then, and being a Kshatriya also, he should, what he should do then? He didn't get any support from anyone. Then ekacharaha, being alone, he should take up some kind of jivika, that means life sustenance, something he should earn. Na? Then what activities he should do? Goldsmith work he can do. Suvarna paka, mani, raga, hema, rupya, panya akara karman tan ajivayet. Either he may make the that means goldsmith work, or otherwise Swarna Paka means, so making the gold, actually using the some kind of leaves, gold can be made. Or otherwise he can sell the jewels, stones, and very precious stones and so on. So, or otherwise he can work in the akara means the mines. So like that he should have his lively sustenance. And also now he need to gather the money. It's very important. So because he should attack on his father and get back his kingdom. So then what he has to do? For getting money, so whoever Pashandas are there, Pashanda Sanghas, that means atheistic people. And atheistic people, if they are having money, he should steal that money. That is okay. Arthaśāstra is allowing. He can steal that money. So Pashanda Sangha Dravyam Ashrotriya Bhogyam. And also some Brahmanas, they are having which cannot be enjoyed by him. Excessively is there. So that also he can take away. Or otherwise Deva Dravyam. So which is related to the Lord. Deva Dravyam means related to the Lord, means some manyas will be there. In the ancient days, there will be a lot of land under the temples, actually. Lot of land, and which is not also properly cultivated and not properly not taken care. And that kind of land might be there actually. So that also you can encroach. Dravyam Adja Vidivad Dravyam Va. So Vidhava Dravyam. That means some widow woman, she might be having a lot of wealth. That wealth also he can take away. And by like this, he should, there are the different, we should analyze actually. So Arthaśāstra instructions and Dharma-shastra instructions, sometimes they may fight each other. So that means then we have to resolve that kind of conflicts. Arthaśāstra is saying for situation one thing, and Dharma-shastra is saying one thing. Then you have to resolve the conflicts by using the Nyaya, Mimamsa principles. So Arthaśāstra and Dharma-shastra, which is the more powerful? Dharma-shastra is more powerful. You have to see if Dharma-shastra is saying something and something is really not righteous, then you have to follow Dharma-shastra also. So that also you have to see. But see, this dharma is different and pure devotional service is different. Always you should remember one thing. We are dealing the material things. while dealing the material things, we have to learn how to deal these things. And we should not mix the devotion, pure devotion, with the material things. This is a very, very important point. Because Jivatma, being a servant of the Lord, it is completely different from this material world. And that pure devotional consciousness is always, that means thinking of Krishna, remembering the Krishna and hearing about him or chanting. That should be your eternal duty. So that is entirely different from these are all material activities. Krishna also did, that means a lot of, so Duta work, that means messenger work, and so many plans he made, so many things. Pandavas also did, even they fought, and also Bhishma also fought, even they are all pure devotees. So that's why you should understand, we are acting on these things only to set example to the society, how the society should run. Otherwise, our inner core desire is developing the pure devotion only. So don't mix the principles of devotion here unnecessarily and try to see that means, oh, it's a devotee, then now devotion, what is happening? So no, actually, your pure devotion is Gnana Karma Dhyanavritam. It's completely free from the Gnana and Karma. It should be actually. And also, otherwise, it should not be covered. So offering the Gnana and Karma, you should not see Karma in the eyes of the with the eyes of the bhakti. You should see karma is different and bhakti is different. That's the important thing we should learn. So gnana karma the anavrutam or gnana karma the sunyam. Both are correct actually. Anyabhilasha sunyam, gnana karma the anavrutam or gnana karma the sunyam. Both are true. So gnana karma the sunyam means completely not at all doing the karma and gnana. And that is known as gnana karma the sunyam. And gnana karma dhanavritam means, so gnana or karma can be done, but the point is, at that time also you are doing the devotion, your devotion, being a servant of the Lord, thinking the Krishna, those things keep on going. And these things you are doing just for the sake of your duties, to set example as a Arjuna, as a Krishna, being a Kshatriya, he is setting example to the society how a king should act, and how he should protect the people, and how he should give the good government, and so that ultimately they will also uplifted in the path of spirituality. So that will be there, and that is only the external. Whatever these things are external to our goal. Our goal is pure devotion, and these are all external. So that's why while doing this also, we should not get attachment of anything. I am doing, I am this, then it will bring up the what? This kind of consciousness will be make you to bind to this material world. So that's why, like Padmapatra Vivambasi, even that means, even if you do this kind of karma, so which is only for the sake of setting example to the society, and so that whole society will be nicely forwarding or progressing in the spirituality. So that is your interest. And also the results, whatever are coming from this karma, you are not having any desire for this. This is only you will offer to the Lord with the loving, with love. Whatever is coming, only you are giving. So everything credit to the Lord only. So, and whatever result that you are offering to the Lord with love. So we don't have any business of anything we want to attach for these things. So being a pure devotee. So like you see, like pure devotees, they are acting as a sannyasi. Even sannyasi also is not a pure devotion. So why they are acting? To set example to the society, how one should be aloof from the material things, sense gratification, and so on so. And that is an exemplary life. Like similarly, brahmachari, gruhastha, these are also all there in the Krishna consciousness. Similarly, we will be having so same thing like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra also, only on the platform of this pure devotion is nothing to do with these things. So that's why to set example to society as an ideal king, like Pandavas and others they did. So similarly, we will be establishing. If you mix, then what is simple thing? Why I have to act as a king? I am a servant of the Lord. Then good. If that is that kind of complete realization, that complete faith is there on the Lord, and you want to leave everything and become pure devotee, then you don't need to do anything here. Nothing actually. To set example to society, if you want to do, you do, otherwise you don't do. So there is no problem. But someone who is want to do the benefit for the whole society, they can act actually. But here the thing is, they should free up their consciousness. So that's why every day you'll be seeing that today the lifestyle of the king, the timetable of the king. So there you'll be seeing he is always studying the scriptures, also understanding the reality of the life. That should be there. Okay. Anyway, so that's why this is the movement actually to revive the whole society back to Krishna consciousness. If there is no proper danda, if there is no proper management, if you simply pure devotee, and for example in the society just wearing the dhoti kurta and wearing the tilak, and he is doing all the nonsense. And nonsense means he's not following the rules and regulations, and he is not acting on his duties. And let us suppose if we start a community and he is saying that his own way of things, then how you will deal then? So if you say pure devotee, then if you leave them and he is cheating, and you are saying that you are seeing him as a pure devotee, and but you are unnecessarily sentimentally you are thinking that he is a pure devotee and leaving, and he is keep on continuing nonsense, and people, then very gradually nonsense will come. That means like this 10 people joined with us who are just fake. That means, and simply you are treating as a pure devotee and you are allowing all the nonsense, whatever they do. Then what will happen actually? Sahaja, it will become Sahaja Sampradaya actually, once again. So that's why this is what everyone on the material level, everyone should follow certain rules and regulations. Even you are pure devotee or not pure devotee, you follow the certain rules and regulations on the material platform, and we are not stopping your inner consciousness to be practicing the Krishna consciousness. That should go on. Previously, like in the Babaji system, all are Babajis and they are freely mixing with the woman and freely mixing, and they are doing everything because I am pure devotee. I am pure out from the bodily conception. So bodily conception means, so I am free from the human. That means I am not male. I am not. You are not female. We all so together will sit and dance and eat and sleep. Will it work? It is not going to work. Then what? Maybe real pure devotees can, but who is going to know this? So who is going to decide? So that's why there should be a system for the material things to deal, and also you should continue your pure devotion 24 hours. That should go on. So like Krishna is asking Arjuna to chant holy name, are they to think about him all the time and also do his duties. So like that, it should be go on the parallel lines. It should go on. And then it will become perfection. Then that will make our society also stable, and people also achieve the pure devotion. We should not mix the devotion with the karma. Then mixing of devotion with the karma, if you do, then there is a problem will come. Okay, anyway, why I'm saying, because by seeing this kind of things, you may get agitated. Oh my God, so he has to kill them and he has to steal money. So what is said? So because father is doing the mistake and he is a cheater and he is cheating, and son, that means son is changed his character and he is now acting nicely, and but he is unnecessarily want to kill him because of his attraction for his another woman, and so on. So then what we should do? And then that nonsense king, what he will be continuing his nonsense on the sitting on the throne. So we cannot allow that kind of person. Then what that son has to do? Rajaputra, what he has to do? Then he has to gather. So by collecting the money from these people, then paragramik. Otherwise, what? We will go and do the preaching. What? If you do and preaching, then it's a fine, well and good if he changes. But but he has to, who is going to give guarantee actually? He may just make the drama of the becoming the devotee. Then after that, he will create the nonsense and he'll continue his nonsense. So that's why material things has to be handled based upon the given systems by the Lord actually. Lord is giving the system. This is given by the Lord, God given system. This is Varnashrama Dharma. So where the goal is what? Ultimately, this son whoever is there, he is trying to bring everyone. He will win the. So he will win. So he will win the country, and finally, what he tried to engage. So everyone into the in the Krishna consciousness. That mood will be there actually. That is the thing. Next, paragramikam va yogam atishtet. Paragramikam va yogam atishtet. Madana rasa yogena ati sandavahayet. Acha, okay, we have to go from here. So he has to do what he has to do. He has to collect the money and this, or otherwise he can get the money by stealing from the Nastikas who are not following the the Vedas, or otherwise who are stealing the who is a widow woman and having a lot of wealth. From that, Gudam Anupravishya Sardha Yana Patranicha Madana Rasa Yogena Ati Sandava Haret. Sandhava Haret. Hareta. Paragramikama Yoga Matishtet Matu. So otherwise he can approach his mother's side relatives. If he doesn't have money, then he should approach his mother's side people and ask them the help. Like Pandavas, what they did. So Duryodhana said, I don't give even a single penny. Even that small needle, if you put and whatever the space space is occupied, that also I don't give. And do them whatever they want to do. Then what they did? That means what Krishna did in that scene. Okay, you are all devotees. Now you should go to the forest and do the Hare Krishna mantra and let him do the nonsense, whatever he is doing, whatever is going on, let it go on. And you people should chant Hare Krishna and sit in the forest. This is the thing he said. What he said? What Krishna said to them. Krishna was only giving the counseling to the Pandavas. In case Pandavas has happened already. So that's nonsense. Should keep on going. That means Duryodhana, whatever he does, that should go on. Then people in general will be lost. So pure devotion, nobody, it is a personal. It is your personal. You should do that. Everyone should do that actually. So that should go on. All the kings, they are also doing. That should go on. But also you should act because since you are in this bodily platform, you should act on your particular duties as for the system, society, being in the society. So that's why then what he encouraged. So they went to the Draupadi. That means Draupadi's brothers like Virata. The friends are there. So Virat King is also friend. Draupadi's parent, that means Drupada and his brother-in-law, Drishtadyumna, they're all in the support. Like that, they gathered the support from the others and they declared the war actually. That is the thing, that is the spirit. Whenever there is wrong thing is going on, that is a Kshatriya. That means this kind of nature is known as Kshatriya nature. That's not that they just showing the cowardness. Okay. So then Matuh Parijanopakrahena va cheshteta Karu Shilpa Kushila. That means he should take help from his mother's side relatives. Karu Shilpa Kushila va Chikitsaka Vag Jivana Pashanda Chadma Virva Nashtarupas Tad Venjana Sakach Venjana Tad Venjana Saka Chidre Pravishya Ragnaha Shastra Rasabhyam Prahrutya Bruyat. So what he has to do, and he should get support. Here Chanakya is saying this king, this son has to take that means spy form, that means hidden form, either as a Vaidya, or that means as a doctor, or otherwise so as a drama, that means drama, and otherwise anything. So like this different veshas, that means roles he can take externally and he should get all the loopholes of his father, weakness of his father, and with weapons and also with other force. So he should attack on his father and aham asau kumaraha, I am your son, and he should speak like with the king. So sahabhogyam idam, so it should be enjoyed by me also. That means enjoyed means king is not going to enjoy anything. If you see his whole schedule, it's a very tight actually. Only that means enjoying means here he is ready to serve the people, to give the good government actually. So that's a sahabhogyam idam rajyameko narhati. You cannot alone enjoy this whole kingdom, and it should be given to me. Tatra ye kamayante bhartum. So tan aham jigunena bhakta vetane nupasthapya iti. And also whoever is supporting his father, so also should say to them, my father is giving the only this much salary, I am going to give double salary. You all work for me. So like that, he has to provoke the followers of his father, and also he should speak strongly. Once after what? After gathering the power. After gathering the power, not the just he's speaking. Otherwise, he will simply kill him away. Okay, this is the thing. Avaruddham tu mukhya putram apasarparaha. So now one more situation actually. This is the good son case we are seeing and bad father. Now, bad son is there. Okay. Bad son is there. Then in that case, he was under the discipline. So father is trying to make him good. Okay. Avaruddham tu mukhya putram apasarpaha. And father should send that means minister's sons to him and make him to change. And also father should invite him through his mother or otherwise other minister's sons. And they should, that means he should be convinced to change. But he is not convinced and he is a bad guy only. Then what we should do? Then what king should do? Then in that case, tulya shilabihi stribihi panenam mrugayaya va prasajja ratrau upaguhya aneyuhu. So, but this boy is because he is a threat for the kingdom. He is a bad boy and he is not changing his character even under the disciplinary actions. Then, and also he ran away or he is escaping and he is trying to gather his powers. Then what he has to do in that case, such a rebel son, then Chanakya is saying in that case, that person should be, that means given with some kind of liquor or otherwise woman. So woman should be sent to him, and through them or otherwise through the drinking or through the taking him to the hunting. So hunting in the forest, by showing all these things, he has to be, that means somehow brought, and he should that means he should be seized. Otherwise, if he is outside and he's a bad son and is outside, then what he will do? He will create all the nonsense actually. Somehow he should be so controlled. This is the thing in the case of a bad son. Upastitam cha rajyena, if father is bad and son is bad, then what is expected? Everything is in loss. Then amatyas, they should take the role. That means they should replace. That will be also coming anyway. If father is also bad and son is also bad, then brahmanas is going to take the role. Amatyas, minister, is going to take the role. And how to remove both, and one appropriate king. So appropriate person should be appointed. The main thing is Chanakya, whatever he is saying, whatever the techniques he is saying, all the time his intention is a right king should be there actually. The rightness, how you will decide? The Anvikshiki, what he is following, based upon the Anvikshiki, whatever he taught. So if Anvikshiki is telling that Krishna Prema is the highest, then he will work for that. If Anvikshiki, whatever Anvikshiki he learned in that, so moksha only the highest he learned, then he will look for that. So that's why ultimately Anvikshiki is the setting the point actually. What is the purpose behind this? But here Chanakya is not all the time is bringing that. He said that Anvikshiki is the thing which is deciding the goal of the person. So then in our case, the Anvikshiki is what? Is the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhakti. So establishing the Krishna conscious societies. So this is our goal actually. And that kind of peaceful and demons, that means the present days, whatever the rulers are there and people are there who are sucking the people's blood and who are just making people to work for their profit. And they want to see that people from the day one, they should be so trained. And so using these colleges, they are giving the training. They are giving the training for the people in general, innocent people, to work under in their factories and make the profits for them. This is completely, some portion of the society is fully taking the advantage of the innocent people. And being the Vaishnava, then what is your role actually? And let it allow, then let me chant my rounds and I'll be happy, like that. This is not the mood of Srila Prabhupada actually. Srila Prabhupada wanted whole society should be following the dharma and should be so following towards the bhakti actually. So ultimately, bhakti so is the center of the society. The devotional services should be the center of the society. This he want actually. So that's why he wanted in everywhere. So the Varnashrama colleges, because now those people are training in the engineering college and medical college and this college, that college, and to work in their factories and to work for them. Then Prabhupada want to that to create this kind of society. You also start colleges and you train the people in these values according to the Vedic culture, and you revive the society from your side. And first and foremost, who will take up? Devotees will take up, and devotees will do this activity and set example, and others also will come and join through the. So that's why they are having the colleges, and we also should have the colleges everywhere. In every temple, at least we should have college, and we train the people. So let them come and learn the training and be an association of the devotees. They also should start chanting and going on like this. So like that, they will also become devotees. So this is our process. And we start reviving the society and teaching the real values in the dharma and also bhakti. So properly should taught. Dharma is meant for the material dealings and bhakti is for the spiritual progress actually. This is our planning actually. Srila Prabhupada gave this planning. Okay, Kalru Prabhu. You raised hand.
I'm Krishna Prabhu. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Okay. Just to have a clarification about what is the good person and the bad person, because here we are talking about the king who is good, or sometimes good, sometimes bad, or the child, the king child.
The checkpoint. Yeah.
How can we determine the bad one, and who is able to declare someone bad?
Yes. That's why the judgment is the Anvikshiki is the point actually. The values of that society is based upon what? Anvikshiki. So Anvikshiki means it is defining the philosophy, what we should follow. For which philosophy we are living. We should live for some philosophy. Everyone is living for some philosophy. So that's why that philosophy is what? Is a Bhagavad Dharma, for in our case. And whoever is against to the Krishna consciousness, then we have to see that those people should be learn the lesson and should be cooperating to this. This is the point actually. So good and bad means based upon the Krishna consciousness. Whoever is anukula to the Krishna consciousness, he is a good. Whoever is against to this, is the bad actually. And so such a person should be treated actually, and treated with the different techniques, and they should not be obstacle in our path. That is the goal actually. Okay. Anvikshik, that's why, is a very important role it plays. It will make you to strongly to follow your dharma. That means whatever activities prescribed by these three, that means three vidyas, that means Trayi, Varta and Dandaniti. So following the activities given by these three educations will depend on what? Depend upon the Anvikshiki. Anvikshiki will help you to understand the goal of the life. Okay, so that's why that is guiding the principle, that guides you. So to be strongly stand on your point. So now this king is against to this. He has to be removed. So why you are living for not for sense gratification you are living. You are given with already Anvikshiki Vidya. So that is telling the principles of the life. So that is setting your principles of life. But so that's the point, Prabhu. Okay. Next, Upastitam cha Rajyena Murdvam iti na santvayet ekastam matha samrudyat putravan va pravasayet. So that's why king, if bad son is there, then what he has to do? He has to brought him and try to change him, or otherwise he has to just seize him, put him in the jail. That means custody. Put him in the custody. That's all. So like that, some rudhyat means put him custody. He's not going to change. He's not cooperating. And others, that means if he is a bad man, son is very bad, and father is having unnecessary sentimental feeling on this boy, then what? Here Chanakya is saying that point also, by using the spice and others, that means otherwise spice, they have to kill that son, so that father's affection should not grow. Ultimately what? The principles of the Krishna consciousness will be the whatever is anukula for this. So that only should be in the position. Anything is viparita for this, that should be removed out. So that is the management actually. That is the management. Either educate or control. Educate them with the Krishna consciousness. If they hear and they follow the principles of devotion, and if they take up the life, fine. Otherwise, then control them actually. By using what? Danda. Sama, Beda, Dana. So that means Beda and Danda actually. Danda is the ultimate controlling, you need Danda. So Danda you take and do the control. So that's why society in general also should be actually following the principles of the Krishna consciousness. And once if we have our kings, Krishna conscious kings, they will be keep putting everyone in the discipline. If they simply learn to follow 4 regulatory principles, not killing the cows, example, they should not kill the cows because it is against to the scriptures and against to the existence of the humans, and people are killing, and they are not changing with the Krishna consciousness, and they are not stopping their factories. Then what you will do? Though let them do what I can do, like that. You will take the backseat role. Then if you take the backseat role, then what will happen? They will completely destroy this Lord's nature, and the innocent people will be in the suffering. Innocent people will be in the suffering. And the life, even the devotee's life will become is horrible actually. Then you will given with the cow fat actually as a ghee. On the name of ghee, they are selling the meat. That means they are just burning the different animals, boil, that means heating, and some from their bones and from their body, the juices are coming, and using that, they are mixing some flavor of the ghee and selling that in the name of ghee. And we are offering to the Lord. So this kind of principles, that means Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha. So that means Brahmanas and cows has to be protected in the society. Like Parikshit, how he was, how if there is a harm to the dharma, if there is a harm to the cows, and now they are Prithvi, mother is a earth actually. Mother is earth and she is a, so earth is a mother. So mother is our, earth is our mother, and they are simply exploiting. They are digging out. And so it's against the principles of the dharma. Then what is the role of the devotees? Okay, let them do what can I do, and it will go on like that. Then if it is going on, then they will create the nonsense. And this is not the mood actually. This should not be the mood. Devotees, then they has to take the leadership role. And for that, we are making, that means our preparation. We have to understand the principles of the management, how to do. And we are understanding the various techniques. And in the bigger scale, if someone is against to your activities, your Krishna conscious activities, then what you will do? Even Prabhupada said, if someone is against, just kill them actually. Using just if someone is attacking and so they are stealing your property and your things and disturbing, then what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did? So he went with the full of the people with the torch. So, and he wants to just, he controlled actually the activities of that king, Muslim king. It's not that they chant holy name and you also, I'll fall on your feet and you please chant. Is it done like that? He wants to just burn them actually using the fire. All the thousands of people went like a civil disobedience. He declared. So that's why this is you should understand the principle, the modes, the nature of the modes. How, because being a devotee, you should know how to handle the modes nicely. And these, what are the principles Chanakya is teaching? These are just dealing the modes, how to suppress the rajas and tamas, and how to increase the sattva guna, which is favorable to practicing devotion. That is the underlying principle actually. And who can understand in a better way? Devotees only can understand. And if they are not taking the interest and they are not understanding, then who will save the society? And who is going to protect the society? And others are completely blind actually. They don't know how this universe is created, how the things are going on, and who is the real proprietor, how the modes are working. Who knows actually? Devotees are knowing. And that's why we should see the things in the eyes of scriptures, and everything should be made unfavorable to the Krishna consciousness in society, in general and everywhere. So that is the goal actually. So that is the good and bad is decided based upon that. Anything is favorable to the Krishna consciousness, it is good. If it is against, then it's a bad. Anything against the scriptures which are said by our acharyas. So whatever our acharyas, teachings of acharyas, anything against the teachings of our acharyas is the bad. So next Raja Pranidhi. So how king has to engage himself? So his day schedule we are going to discuss now. Rajanam uttishtamanam anuttishtante bhrutyaha. If king is not active, he is simply sleeping and just eating and mating, then what will happen? All his followers also will not be in their activities. They don't perform their duties nicely, and everyone take things very lightly and make everything chaos and fully. So there will be no, after that, if dharma is not followed, then there will be no artha also. Very soon there will be poverty also will come. So that's why king, what? Always he should be active. Always he is following his duties very strictly, and then others also will follow. Any leader, so if he wants to inspire, he has to be active all the time. It's not that he is sleeping and he is ordering others, you do that, and he will sleep himself and eat and increase his belly and simply sleeping, then that is not going to work. Things will not happen like that. You want to do sense gratification and others has to do the service. It will never function actually. You have to front, you should be in the front and you should be active and you should inspire the people. Then only others will follow and others will do. So that is a very, very important thing. That is, we said, Rajanam. So, Uttishta Manan Anuttishtante. If king is standing, is Bhrutya, that means his servants also will be standing. He is sleeping, then they also will sleep. So that's why Pramadyantam Anupramadyanti. He is in the deep ignorance, and they will also be in the ignorance. If he is active and some great danger is coming, but king is not so active and not taking any action, then they also, all the ministers also, and all the spies and all the, so prime minister, the priest, everyone will be inactive and they also will take light. Then what will happen? So then total kingdom will be in the danger. They are all given with the tax. People are working hard day and night and doing the hard work and producing the wealth, and they are giving 1/6 of the tax to them. And they are simply lying and sleeping and eating and not so active and not taking the proper, that means actions against the danger. Then what will happen? The innocent people will be in the danger. The whole country is innocent people. So they are in the danger. And then there will be no proper dharma. Then other king will attack. Then Varna Sankara will happen. Then all the dharmas will be destroyed. Then everyone will be falling from the human platform and they'll become animals actually. So that should not happen. That's why Karmani chasya bhakshayanti. They will eat away all his activities. That means they don't do anything and they will also not allow him to do anything. So like that, that will happen if he is not active. So next, Dishad Vischati Sandhiyate. So now Tasmad Uttanamatmanah Kuryat. So then immediately Dishat means enemies. Enemies also easily target that kingdom and they will win that. They will win on that kingdom actually immediately. Tasma, that's why Utthanam Atmanha Kuryat. So that's why king has to keep himself very active. He should be alert and very active. Leadership means you should be always active. You see how he is active. Nadikabhir Ashtadha Ratrim Nadika Abhir Ahar Ashtada Ratrim Cha Vibhajayet. You have to divide. Actually, Chanakya is giving a one small timetable for all of us, for the leaders. So he's saying you divide the day also 8 parts and also night into 8 parts. Day means 12 hours. Generally in India, day means 12 hours. In other countries, it may be the less, but you have to see based upon your country time. But you can hear according to the Indian time. So in India, 12 hours, most except winter season, all other times we have 12 hours of daytime. So you take the 12 hours of daytime and 12 hours of night time. Okay, and you divide daytime into the 8 parts. That means 12 hours into 8 parts. Means you'll be getting the 1.5 hour of each. So that is known as a prahara. Okay, you take it as a one, or not prahara, you can say prahara means actually 3 hours. So you take it as a one part and one part bhaga. That means one bhaga. So now how to measure this? Traipurushi, Paurushi, Chaturangula, Cha Chaya, Madhyahna iti Chatvara Purye. So just I will give a diagram. It may be useful for you. By using the diagram, I can explain. Okay, day,
Prabhuji, is it DRM or ASV? Arthaśāstra Vichar.
Arre. Thanks, Babu. Only 14, na? So you take this is the sun. Take this is the east, north, south, west. Okay, this is generally we follow, and sun will be coming on the east side. Okay, so now just sunrise happened. Then if you stand from the time of sunrise, so when you stand in front of sun, then it will be whatever the height you have, 3 times of height. This is one. The shadow will be having the length of 3 times of this person who you are standing. So this is 1, 2, and 3. If shadow is this much time, this much length, then at that time from the sunrise to happen shadow 3 times. So that is known as first prahara, the first part. So as much as sun rises and goes up, when it become 1, that means the shadow's length is whatever the length of this person is there, that much length is there. That will be from 3 to 1 to come to 1, whatever the time is taken. So that is known as second part. Then after that, sun keep on coming. The shadow will be what? Chaturangulaha. That means 4 inches. If this shadow is 4 inches, from here to 4 inches it came, then is the third part. From here to come to shadow, 1 part, 1.5 hour it will take. And from here to come shadow, 1.5 hour it will take. And from here to, so 4 angulas this is, that means 4 inches. From here to here, that means there is no shadow. That means sun is coming exactly on the top of the head. So then that is the 4th part. Okay. Then that means what? This is a noon. Once again, you go 5th part means now shadow will fall this side actually. Then sun came this side. Then when shadow from the 0 to 4 inches, the length of shadow happens. That time is known as 5th part. And from 4 inches to 1, so size of the one person, size of this person, then it is known as 6th part. And from here to next, that means 3 times. That means here, then this is known as the amount of time taken to have this kind of shadow, this much length of shadow, then is the 7th part. And then from here to, so Sandhya, that means sun setting. From this to sun setting, whatever is there, that time is known as 8th part.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Ah.
Please, Prabhu, we are not seeing the indication. If you say from here to here, we are not seeing it. We are just seeing the.
Acha. This is okay. This cursor is okay. This you are able to see.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Now we are seeing now. Okay.
Yeah, Prabhu,
Before
actually I
we are
will
not
explain.
seeing it.
Because I think this is not visible. This is visible.
It is
Cursor
now
moving
visible. Before
Oh.
it was not visible.
Now it is visible.
Yes. Now it is visible.
Yeah.
Could
So I'll just
you
explain.
label those? Could you label those according to the parts that, kind of like all the tick marks? Could you label that, please? That would make it clearer.
Prabhu? Krishna
Yeah.
Kirti Prabhu, can you repeat again?
Yeah,
Please.
could you just label those parts? You have those tick marks. Could you label those 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 part? Could you
Yeah,
label those?
So yeah. So I'll just repeating within 2 minutes. So what I'm saying, from the sunrise to form the shadow of the length, that means this is a person standing in front of the sun. So then the shadow is formed what? So 3, that means 3 times of the length of this person. I think you are able to see my cursor. This
No,
cursor
bro,
is
cursor
visible.
is not visible.
Okay, then I will show this. This cursor is visible. This cursor.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, this much visible, yes.
Yeah. So that means now this person is standing in front of this sun. From the sunrise to happen the shadow length of 3 times of this person. So whatever time is taken, that means from this sunrise to form the size of the 3. That means 3 times of the size of the height of this person. So that time is known as 1 part, actually, first part of the day. Okay, that is clear for everyone.
Yes,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Yeah. So then, as sun is going up, the shadows length will be reduced. So now that means this 3 times of shadow is reduced to 2 times. That means now only one. That means only the length of this person, that much shadow is only there. That much length of shadow only is there. That means to come this shadow from here to here, whatever amount of time is taken, that is known as second part of the day. 1.5 hours it will take. And from here to 4 inches, that means as sun is moving on the top of the head, towards the top of the head, so then the shadow length will be reduced. That from this 1 to 4 inches, so it is reduced to the 4 inches of the shadow. So the amount of time is taken, that means this much. So to reduce this much height of this much length of the shadow, whatever is time taken is known as third part. Now from this 4 inches to 0, that means now sun is coming exactly on the top of the head. That means shadow is completely now from 4 inches to 0 it become. So that time duration is known as fourth part. Similarly, you should take, that is a half. Noon is there now. Now noon happened. Now shadow will happen this side, actually. Sun will be this side. Towards the north side, so towards west side it is now. It will travel towards west side. Then shadow will be in the opposite side. So now from 0 to 4 inches of shadow to happen, 4 inches of shadow, whatever time is taken, that is known as fifth part. And from this 4 inches of shadow to the 1 unit, that means the size of the person, to happen the size of the person, that much length of shadow, then that's the 6th part. And that to the to happen the 3 times of the length of this person, that much length to grow, that happens. So that time is taken, that is known as 7th part. From here to set the sun, from here to setting of the sun, whatever is time taken, that is 1.5 hours, that is the 8th part. Okay, like this you should divide the day. That means just it is a method of calculating the time, that's all, nothing. You should not worry about this. So simple thing is, so 6 o'clock if sunrise is there, 6 to 7:30, 7:30 to 9, 9 to 10:30, 10:30 to 12, 12 to 1:30, 1:30 to 3, 3 to 4:30, 4:30 to 6. Okay, like this 8 parts. Similarly night also. So from 6 to 7:30, 7:30 to 9, 9 to 10:30, 10:30 to 12, 12 to 1:30, 1:30 to 1:30 to 4, 4 to 6:30, 1:30 to 3, 3 to 4:30, 4:30 to 6, like that another 8 parts of the night. You will be having the 1.5 hour unit as 1.5 hour as a 1 unit. Like that 8 units are there in the night time, and also 8 units are there in the daytime. Simple method this is, okay. So like that you have 2 parts of the day. In the first part what you should do, second part what you should do, third part, fourth part, fifth part, sixth part, 7, 8, he is going to explain. In the daytime what you should do, in the night time what you should do, he is going to explain for the king. Okay, then we'll quickly see this. In the first part you should do tatra purve devasasyaštabhage raksha vidanam vidanam aya vyayaucha shrunayat. In the first part, from 6 to 7:30, what he has to do, he should hear about the protection. That means is there any problem for our protection? His day will start with the thinking about protection and hearing about the protection, anything, any issues are there. And also what is the income is today's, that means yesterday, like now we do book, the score for the book distribution and so on, so on. So like that, he should hear the, what is the collection of the day. He'll be hearing in this first part. And what is the collection, what is spent, how much is spent and how much is collected in the yesterday. So that will be hearing in the first part of the day. In the second part, what he should do? In the second part, so Paura Janapadanam Karyani Pashyet. So he will be seeing the civil activities, that means welfare activities for the civil, and also villages, in the villages and civil. What is, that means they will be allowed, and whatever they have problem, he will be hearing and understanding. Then after that means 7:30 to 9. Then after that, what? That means 9 to 10:30. So he has to go for the breakfast, 9 to 10:30. Eat and also take bath and eat, and so on. So he should do. Okay. From where? 9 to 10:30. From there, what next? From 10:30 to 12, he has to do the Swadhyaya. So he should study the books. That means Vedic literature. So whatever that means. So Vedic, that means for our case, Bhagavatam. So they should study that. Chanakya didn't write Bhagavatam, but Vedic scriptures they should study. He wrote like this. Next. So that means in the first part, okay, understood, income and outgoing. So he in the welfare of the people and eating. That means in the fourth part, so you should do the actually in the third part, 1.5 hours is not given for you to, so eating. Total 1.5 hours is not for eating. Eating plus bathing, eating, and plus also studying the scriptures. All things should be done in the third part only. In the fourth part, what he has to do? So he has to, so whatever the money is brought today, in the today's collection, so tax collection, everything, he has to collect it. And also he should see that where it will be invested. In the fourth part of the, that means in the, from where? From the 10:30 to 12. From the 9 to 10:30 only, eating, also studying books, everything should over. From 10:30 to 12, he should collect the money and also he should say where to invest that. So that should happen in the 10:30 to 12. That means in the fourth part, 10:30 to 12. Then in the fifth part, what he should do? He has to go to the different ministries, that means different departments, and meet the different ministers. And whatever the letters he should send that. From the where? From the 12 to 1:30. Okay. Then also you should hear the, in the same, that means 12 to 1:30, anything, any news from the Godacharis, that means spies, that also you should hear. Then in the sixth part, okay, in the sixth part, what he should do? Fourth part, collecting the money, he should did in the collecting the money and engaging that money in the different things. And in the fifth part, so he is meeting the ministers and also sending the letters to them. If some ministers are very far, so like the forest minister and so on. So if something is sent to them, then he'll be sending that in the fifth part. And also he is hearing any secret information from the spies in the fifth part only. And in the sixth part, what he'll be doing? In the sixth part, so he should just go around. Sixth part means what? It will be the 1:30 to 3. So 12 to 1:30 is the fifth part, and 1:30 to 3. He should go around to the, like that. That means freely he should moving in the sixth part to the whomever he meets, he likes to meet, he will be meeting the. That is done in the sixth part, means from the 1:30 to 3. Then now 3 to 4:30, that's the seventh part. What he should do in the seventh part? He should go to the Gajashala and Ashwashala. That means defense strength. He should check how the strength is maintained in the case in the maintaining the horses and the elephants, how they are maintained, and weaponry, how it is. Like that he should check in the seventh part. That means 3 to 4:30. Then last part is remaining 4:30 to 6. That's the eighth part. In the eighth part, what he should do? So he should meet the commander-in-chief, that means Senapati, commander-in-chief, and so army commander. He should meet him, and after that he should check the strength of his army all the time. So this is the thing he should do in the day. Then night time, what he should do? Then Sandhya is there. Now 6 o'clock means Sandhya. Then he should go for the Sandhya and do the worshipping. That means Sandhya Vandanam he should do in the 8th. That means from 6 to when the night time is beginning, 6 to 7:30 is the first part of the night. So at that time, so he will be doing the Sandhya Vandanam, and also so he will be meeting the Guda Purushas. That means secret agents, not the spies. Secret agents means who can secretly kill the people. So if anyone is there, then he will be meeting in the first part of the night, and in the second part of the night, that means 7:30 to 9. Second part is 7:30 to 9 night. So what he should do? He should go for the lunch, that is dinner. So take the food. So that means morning 9 o'clock he took 9 to 10:30, and also he did study or something. Similarly here also night. So 7:30 to 9 he should take the dinner. Okay, he will be taking the dinner in the second part of the night, and also doing the some after eating he will be studying also. So studying the some scriptures. Swadhyaya he should do. Then in the third part of the night, what he should do? He should go for the sleep. That means 9 to third part will start when 9 to 10:30. So Turyadhanuto Senam Adhishtanam. So that means from 9 to 10:30, also fourth part. That means 10:30 to 12 and 12 to 1:30. 9 to 10:30, 10:30 to 12, 12 to 1:30. That means how many total hours? 4.5 hours. That's a peak time to sleep. Even Ayurveda also says one should sleep by 9 o'clock and get up by 1:30. So in these 3 praharas, he is taking the rest. Then he will be waking up at the 1:30. That means night 1:30 he will be waking up. So then that's the sixth part actually. So 1:30 to 3, that's the sixth part. What he should do? He should study at that time Arthaśāstra, because it is important for him. And he should also, what the day activities he should do? That is a very peaceful time, 1:30 to 3. And he sit and nicely and think. That means what should be done in the day, whom he should meet, what is the collection, what he should speak, everything he will be recalling and setting in his mind. 1:30 to 3. That's the sixth part of the night. Then in the seventh part of the night, that means 3 to 4:30. That's the seventh part of the night. What he has to do? He has to meet the Guda Purushas. That means secret agents. So anyone they want to kill or they want to do something, and anyone threat is there, from anyone is there a threat. So those things he will be doing. So from the 3 to 4:30. So okay. Then in the 4:30 to 6. So that's the eighth part of the night. At that time he should go to the priest temple. He should go and get the blessings of the priest. And also he should hear the Vedic mantras, worshipping the Lord. So from 4:30 to 6, he will be worshipping the Lord and getting the blessings of the Ritviks. That means Pujari. And also he should circumambulate the cow. Chanakya is writing. He should circumambulate the cow, and he should nicely circumambulate the cow, and also he should meet the cooks At the time he can meet the cooks and also doctors, he should, and also Jyotishis, he should meet in that time, that 4:30 to 6. So he's attending the spiritual programs and meeting the cooks and meeting the Jyotishis and circumambulating the cow, and then he will go back to his palace. Then once again 6 to 7:30 he'll be sitting in his on his throne, and he'll be discussing the things. Okay, so like this it will be going on, his day and night. And if someone is not, so just another 5 minutes. So if he is not able to follow this schedule, and maybe some place and circumstance, night and day may be different, then otherwise he might be having some kind of health problems. So whatever the situation, so he has to make this some schedule, and he should stick to that. That is the ultimately Chanakya is saying that should be done. But according to his opinion, he gave. And if what someone is not able to do, Atma Balanukulyena va Nisha ahar bhagan prati vibhajya karyani seveta. Ultimately, you should divide your time in the day and night, and you should be always systematically doing your activities. Timetable should be there, and you should be active all the time. Otherwise, everything is mess actually. Spontaneously, if you do, there will be no progress. This is, and also everyone will also become inactive. So that's why it is very, very important having the timetable. Even all our acharyas also, all successful people have the timetable. So next, so whenever he is going, that means in the 6 to 7:30, what he is doing, he is hearing from that means Godacharis, and also 7 to 9 o'clock, he is hearing, that means the various problems. Whenever he is hearing, he should allow the people directly come and meet him. Otherwise, if he don't allow, and behind, that means whoever is under him, those will be manipulating the things, and they will make them rebel to him. So that's why in that 7:30 to 9 time, which is the time for the people to meet him and tell their problems, so he should directly allow them and hear the problems from them. So that any ambiguity will be, that means intermediate ambiguity will be removed. Okay. So like this, he also prioritize the things. First thing is whom we should give the importance, like kings, he should give the importance to the first problems related to the temples, or other problems related to in that time also 1.5 hour time only is there. So what is the priority? So he has to make the priority of the hearing the things, and based upon that, so he should hear. So maybe problems may be for the women, children, diseased people, or old people, or otherwise farmers have problems, or otherwise cattle sheds, or the gurukuls. Many problems will come. So he has to prioritize for that day and hear that. Okay. So like this, he'll be solving the things. Then sarvam atyayikam karyam. So one thing, whenever king, so he should give the importance, priority. He should see whatever the important issue is there, he has to hear first that. That's what they will do. They will appoint someone to hear the issues from the people, and which is having priority, that they will prioritize and they will keep. So because something is very highly emergency, and if you don't give attention on that time, and even after that also, if you give attention, there is no use. So that's why he should give importance based upon the emergency. So that is the thing he said. Then Agniyagaragtaha karyam pashyet. So one more thing, whenever he is going to deal the munis, rishis, that means who are very doing the austerity, severe austerity. So whenever he is going to solve their problems, king should not directly do that, because they are all very angry people. Doing the severe austerities, they can give curse at any time. So that's why he should be always going with the other. So whoever, that means Brahmanas, he should take with him Brahmanas, and through them only he should deal this kind of people who are having who are doing the austerity, the munis. So this is the thing. And then finally, not finally, so Like this, king always should be active, and by being inactive, so he can expect the good results. So for the king, there's an important thing is said. For the king, this chapter is very simple and easy chapter, and I went off all this. For the king, what? Ragno hi vratam utthanam. So every day becoming active itself is a vrata for him. For the king, what is the vrata? Becoming active 24 hours is vrata. And what is the yajna for him? So engaging everyone in the activities. So it itself is a yajna for him. What is the dakshana? So showing equality to everyone. That means seeing everyone equal. He is nothing but giving the charity to them. It is equal to the charity. So next what? Diksha. That means Avishechanam. That means taking the vow to protect that kingdom. So that means he is on the day of the, that means bathing day. Bathing day means Abhisheka. So Raja Abhishekam is done. So making him to sit on the throne. So on that day, whatever the vow he is taking, so that vow itself is his Diksha actually. So this kind of, that means for the case, so king has to follow his vrata, that is every time active, and follow his yajna, that means engaging everyone in their duties. That is yajna for him. Charity, giving charity means seeing everyone equal. And what is his diksha? So diksha means so taking the vow to protect the people. That itself is a diksha for him. And then, so if there is people are happy, then he will be happy. If people are not happy, he will not be happy. So that's why he should always remember, in the people's happiness only his happiness is there. And he should not forget the people, and he should not try to become happy by his own. This is wrong. Okay. So Prajasuke Sukam Ragnaha. Prajanam cha hite hitam. If people are all in good condition, they are all well protected, then king is protected. Na atma priyam hitaha ragnaha prajanam tu priyam hitam. So by making good for him, he will not be happy. So he will be happy by making people, everyone. So by doing good for the people. Tasmat nitya uttito raja. That's why every time, in every moment, king should be very active. He should not be lazy. It's not a, it's like a vrata actually. Doing, so that's point we should remember. Post and position is what? Is like a vrata. Like Ekadasi vrata, we are just, we are taking the vow to not eat the grains, and so fully following the rules of the vrata. So like that, king is becoming active itself is a vrata for him. And he should perform yajna every day. That means engaging people all the time in their duties. Arthasya moolam. If we engage the people in their duties, then artha will come. Otherwise, there will be no artha. Then what if he is not able to active, and if he is not able to engage the people in their duties, then what? Anartha will come. There will be no wealth, and all the problems will come and sit. So that's why the activeness, utthanam means activeness. We studied now. So vruddha sanyogaha charena chakshuhu and utthanaha. That means becoming active, and so utthanena karyanushāsanam. If you remember the king's activities, major activities, this is also the third one. So that's why he should be always active. Just anuthane dhruvaha nashaha. If he is not active, definitely he will be getting the destruction. He will be spoiled. If king is not active, so leader is not active, finished. Praptasya anagatasya cha prapyate. So praptasya nashaha. Whatever he attained, that will be destroyed. And anagatasya cha prapyate phalam utthanat labate chartas padam. And by becoming active, whatever is not is having, that he will get. So, and if he is not active, whatever is there, that is also lost. Forget about the getting the whatever he is not having. So that's why So this is the activeness of the king. Utthana means activeness is a very important for the king. Okay. Thank you very much for your extra 10 minutes. So we finished the till 19th chapter. Tomorrow is the last class, 20 and 21st. 2 chapters are there. So any questions or comments? Yes, Meghavarna.
Prabhuji, how we can rule means rule the people based on Arthaśāstra, because if we will rule, then the government will not allow us. So how we can rule based
Government
on
will not. You switch on your camera, everyone wants to see you actually. He's my student actually. This is Meghavarna. He's a Gurukuli boy. Okay. Okay. His question is, if we rule the society based upon Arthaśāstra, so outside that means government is there, then so how they will be? So because this is for our communities. In our communities, we have freedom to have our own setup and do the things. But only thing is we should be careful. So if anything is going to break the fundamental rules, according to Indian constitution, there the fundamental rules are there, fundamental rights are there. So from the article number 12 to 32. So almost all 20 articles are there, or which are discussing about the fundamental rights. Based upon this, so many sections are developed in the punishment actually for the. So only thing is we should be tactful enough. That's the one challenge is there for anyway for us, but we should be tactful enough. So avoid that kind of complaints or chances to complaint on you. But at one day we are going to replace the existing systems. We want our own kingdom actually. We want our own. That means this kind of democracy is not for the long time is existing. Many civilizations came and many techniques came and gone. So, but whatever the eternal system given by the God, that's a Vedic system. That's a properly trained king ruling the people. That will be only the ultimately dharma only win. Win will be for the victory for the dharma only. So that is only the standard. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. You should protect the dharma. And in the long run, we are going to have our own communities. That is going to happen actually. So, but this is the principles we are learning. In the small scale, initially, we may not hesitating the existing government and disturbing, but this is the principles, and as a community rules based upon and mutual understanding we are defining. We can have, that means we are studying from the Arthaśāstra the total picture. So from this we should extract the things which are needed for the developing a community now. So so that gradually it should grow and it should become a full-fledged system. At that time we should be competent enough, or we should be giving the strong opposition to the existing government also. So that is a very long vision. Maybe it will take few hundred years, but this is the beginning actually. In the beginning, we should know the total picture. Okay.
Yes, please.
And also that's very important to know the existing government, how it is functioning. And the main heart for that is brain for that is what? Constitution. So which is made by these few people. So that has to be understood by us also. And we should be careful enough to see our activities which are can be, that means safe in the safe zone actually. That should not create the problem, and they should not government should not apply their rules on us, otherwise they should not become aggressive or punish us. So that's why that is the care should be taken care, but gradually we should try to implement everything. Okay, any other comments?
Hare Krishna Babuji, Dhanad Pranam. I have one comment or question, you can say. We have actually 4 moments in ISKCON like described: Sankirtan moment, temple worship moment, and spiritual initiation moment, and classless society movement, but in our regular activities we do not advertise or talk about classless society movement. So why it is that, and can we start doing that?
Yeah, bro. So we did the lecture. I have the several classes also. I gave in English also, in Hindi also, on the classless society.
Okay.
You might have seen in my channel also. It is the IDM channel. It is there, those lectures. And that's Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. To Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Prabhupada wrote this letter, and in that he gave the whole picture. So why it is not discussed means, yeah. So it's a pending work, pending mission of the Srila Prabhupada, because Prabhupada want to revive the entire society. And that's why classless society he is giving name. That means as a Vaishnava, there is no classes. And but on the Varna and Ashrama, there are the classes. So that's the meaning. Being Krishna consciousness based, there are no classes based upon the Krishna consciousness. So why it is not there means why the people are not discussing. So Krishna Kirti Prabhu may help me actually. Why it is not discussed, Prabhu? He is asking.
When we go for book distribution, in our part of, I mean Maharashtra, so they asked distribute, Samvidhan, Constitution. Why are you distributing Bhagavad Gita? So some left group of these people talk about that. So they don't know we already talk about some classless things.
Marxism, that's the reason. Marxism is in socialism is the big thing. The socialism is classic socialism, including Marxism, is based on the theory. This is Marxavad, Marx Darshan, that conflict in society arises from difference in classes, and therefore the class with privileges is always going to act in its self-interest at the expense of the lower class. We reject that in Krishna conscious philosophy, but that's the in thing right now. So that's why people are so into the classless society. And if Srila Prabhupada's talking about a classless society, we have to understand he's talking on a very high spiritual platform. So.
But he's asking why in your movement is not spoken much. He's asking.
Why in the movement it's not spoken much? In our movement, in our society.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's just not the in thing right now. That's all I can say. It's, we do have that in different forms. We do have a strong feminist movement in our society. So that's an example of a classless society. Men and women should be equal. So they don't say classless, but they have some other, notion. That also extends into some other things, which I won't talk about because it's actually not decent to talk about. But that's the big one right there, is the equality between men and women. That is kind of like our version of kind of like the mundane material classless society, and is definitely informed by Marxist and socialist Western thought. It's basically, it's to come down to it, it's actually another kind of version, like similar to Buddhism. So Buddhism also rejected, it's very similar. It rejects the differences. It can't reconcile the differences. And so therefore it also posits a classless kind of understanding. So what's old is new. We're dealing with another kind of like version of Buddhism again, and we can defeat it.
Yeah. So in our society, we can see, maybe I'm guessing, but the point is, our movement is focusing, especially Sankirtan, distributing books, holy name, and after that constructing temples, temple entry, and giving Diksha and training them to get the Diksha. Then after that, so next step is bringing them to at one place and having a society, and that is also classless society, because being Vaishnavas, because that is an attractive word. So you see the evaluation of the society, the capitalism was there. Then after that, communism came. People want, that means especially communist. So most of the part of the world is being influenced by the communist also. So like China, Russia, and so on, different places. So they like to have classless society. That's why the word is very attractive actually, classless society. But Prabhupada intention is classless, means it's based upon spirituality is classless. But he is speaking classes on the On the actually, if you go inside, if you open, so it is a classes only. Classes are there. Material platform, there is a classes. But the thing is, our movement is also is evolving. And when Prabhupada left after that, stabilizing the things and to stabilize itself, that means the existing three movements. That means Prabhupada also didn't start any Varnashrama college, but he spoke in 1970s only, start immediately Varnashrama college in 72, also in 74, 76, 77, also is heavily speaking in 77 in the end of his life, that means at the last days. So, but the Varnashrama college at that time is not started. Maybe farm community started, but systematic training giving to the society is not started. So that's whatever Prabhupada is not started, it's like that only. Whatever he started, that means having temples and initiation and books distribution and holy name, this was going on. So that means whatever existing thing to maintain that itself, all the energy gone actually. That means all the leaders' focus is there only. So somehow that means it's not so easy also. When the top leader is not there, then so balancing the things at that time is because so many disciples are there. There are so many opinions and all coming together and at least maintaining the existing thing. They did that thing, good thing actually. We should see in a positive perspective. The thing is maintained, whatever is given. So of course, the next step, whatever Prabhupada said, that is not rapidly started and driven so heavily, but at least the maintaining is done. So and also they expanded existing thing, but new thing they didn't start. So anyway, this is a due course of time now. So many people are now started speaking, and also we have in India ISKCON Dayavarnashram ministry is also formed under the bureau. So this is also ministry, and we are trying to serve. And I joined actually. Previously I was there, and it is beginning. I was there as a Varnashram system director, but I took some off, and I prepared myself, and I joined back once again now. So let us see, Prabhu. So we need all of your cooperation, and we try to. So this, whichever is the moment which is neglected so much, so that can be neglected means one way you can say whatever it may be reason, our uncles or our fathers, whatever they did good, and now it's our duty. Okay, our spiritual uncles and our spiritual fathers, whatever they did is good only, and for our grandfathers, spiritual grandfathers, so let us all together give a hand and try to push this movement. For that, we need Varnashrama research teams in every temple. So that is a first and foremost thing. So I am going to design a guidelines for that. So I'll soon reaching each temple, and also we have several contacts from the various courses. We are trying to approach the different temple presidents also and developing relationship and trying to push. This will do, Prabhu. And we need your cooperation, all of your cooperation.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Yeah. Any other comments? Any questions? If not, thank you very much for all of your time and kind and patient hearing. Tomorrow is the last class for this session, this course, this module, not course, this module. So, and after that we'll be having a break, and then after that, once again, we'll start. After break. So maybe it will take some time actually, because I have another courses, like I'm teaching Bhagavad Gita in Hindi. So Sarardha Varshini by the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So which is very much helpful to understand Srila Prabhupada purpose. If you have time and interest, it's a Hindi course. If you like to come, you can come actually. Okay. It's the same time. From Friday onwards, it will happen. Okay, anyway, by that time, so be in touch with the subject and keep on meditating and keep on. So one time hearing is not sufficient. So you have to keep on hearing and thinking and try to derive the principles for the day-to-day life from this. So whatever you heard, and also we are forming this small research team where we can do the research for the future. That means developing the curriculum for the Kshatriyas, for the children, how, and also for the stories, and also and in a bigger picture. So we can develop some proper constitution based upon this. So okay, so we'll be forming a research team in tomorrow's after the class. Thank you very much. So Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।